Last week, I was in a bakery. The woman in front of me, a tourist, asked for a loaf of bread. The baker replied really fast, "Would you like it sliced?"
Simply Explained English.
Hello everyone and welcome to Simply Explained English. I'm Eric.
And I'm Lisa. It's great to be here with all of you today.
We decided to take a break from the shadowing activity for this video.
Don't worry, we'll make videos again about shadowing. If you want us to make shadowing videos, please write it in the comments section.
Okay, well, today we have a really important topic. It's something that almost every single English learner struggles with. We're talking about listening.
Oh, the big one. I remember this feeling so well. You think your English is pretty good. You can read articles, you can write emails, and then you have a real conversation, and it feels like your brain just shuts down.
Exactly. It's like hitting a wall of sound. You hear the noise, but you can't catch the meaning. I have a perfect story for this. Last week, I was in a bakery. The woman in front of me, a tourist, asked for a loaf of bread. The baker replied really fast, "Would you like it sliced?"
Would you like it sliced? All squashed together.
Precisely. The woman just stared blankly for a second. She knew the words would, you, like, it, and sliced. But together, at that speed, it was just a sound. She ended up just shaking her head and taking the whole, unsliced loaf of bread.
I have been that person so many times. You just smile and nod and hope it was the right answer. You might miss out on something great just because you didn't understand the question.
That's the exact problem we want to solve today. We want to help our listeners move from being passive hearers, people who just let the sound wash over them, to being active listeners. Active listeners are people who engage with what they hear, understand it, and can respond to it.
It sounds like a superpower.
It kind of is. And today, we're going to give you the instruction manual. First, we'll talk about why listening is so difficult. Then we will share 3 big ideas, 3 pillars of active listening, with simple practical techniques you can use. And finally, we'll give you some fun ideas for how to practice.
This is going to be a big episode, so get comfortable and let's break down that wall of sound piece by piece.
Okay, Lisa, let's start with the basics. Why is listening so much harder than reading for most people?
Well, when I'm reading, I'm in control. I can go slow. I can reread a sentence. I can stop and look up a word in my dictionary. In real life, there's no pause button for listening. It just keeps coming at you.
That's a perfect way to put it. You're not in control of the speed. And that brings us to the first big problem: speed and connected speech. Native speakers talk fast, and we don't pronounce every single word clearly and separately. We connect them.
Like your "would you like it sliced" example. It becomes one long word.
Exactly. Or think about a simple question like, "What are you going to do?" No one says it like that. We say, "Whatcha do?"
Whatchagonnado, it really does sound different. And if you're waiting to hear "what are you," you're going to be waiting forever. You'll miss the whole sentence.
You will. And that's just one reason. The second big problem is the vocabulary gap, especially with idioms and phrasal verbs.
My old enemies. Idioms are expressions that do not match the meaning of the words. Like it's raining cats and dogs. You look outside and you're very confused. There are no animals falling from the sky.
Right, it just means it's raining very heavily. Or a manager might say in a meeting, "Okay, team, we're going to have to bite the bullet on this one." It means we have to do something difficult or unpleasant that we've been avoiding. If you don't know the idiom, the sentence is complete nonsense. And English is full of them.
It really is. And it's not just idioms, phrasal verbs too. Words like put up with, look into, run out of. They are everywhere.
They are. And that brings us to our third big problem. The accent labyrinth. Labyrinth is a great word for a confusing puzzle. The English you learn in a textbook might be a standard American or British accent.
But then you go to Scotland, or Australia, or Texas, or you speak with a colleague from India, and the music of the language is completely different. The rhythm, the pronunciation, it can feel like you're learning a whole new language.
So, we have speed, connected words, idioms, and a huge variety of accents, all making listening a big challenge.
Okay, I think we've scared our listeners enough. It sounds impossible when you list it all out like that. But we have a plan, right?
We have a plan. For every one of these problems, there is a strategy. So let's get to the good part. How to fix it. To become a great listener, you need to use your brain in 3 stages: before, during, and after you listen. We call these the 3 pillars of active listening. Let's start with the first one. Before you listen, prepare your brain.
So this is about what you do before you even hit the play button.
Exactly. You need to get your brain ready. Think of it like warming up before you exercise. Our first technique for this is called predictive brainstorming.
Predictive means making a guess about the future, and brainstorming is thinking of lots of ideas. So, guessing ideas?
You got it. It's very simple. Let's say you're going to watch a YouTube video called My Experience Living in Tokyo. Before you watch, take 30 seconds, just 30 seconds, and think of all the words you expect to hear.
Okay, for living in Tokyo, I'd guess city, busy, crowded, subway, food, sushi, lots of things.
Perfect. What you just did was activate the Tokyo part of your brain. You've thought about all those words and ideas at the front of your mind. Now, when you watch the video and hear those words, your brain recognizes them instantly. It doesn't have to work hard to understand them.
So it frees up my brain power to focus on the new words and the main ideas. That's smart.
It is. And you can take it one step further with our next technique: active question formulation. This means you turn the title into a few questions for yourself.
So for the Tokyo video, I could ask, what did the person like about Tokyo? What did they dislike? What was the most surprising thing for them?
Yes. Now you're not just passively watching. You're a detective looking for clues. You are listening for the answers to your own questions. It makes listening a fun game, not a stressful test. Okay, now. Pillar 2. During listening, be an active detective. Okay, so your brain is warmed up. You've hit play. Now what? This is where you use our second pillar: engaged listening.
This is about staying focused while the audio is playing.
Right. And a great way to do that is to listen for signposts. Signposts are words that speakers use to give you a map of their conversation. They tell you where they are going.
You mean words like first, second, next, and finally?
Yes, those are perfect examples. They signal a list. Other signposts can show a contrast, like however, or on the other hand. Or they can show a result, like therefore, or as a result.
So if I hear a speaker say, "There are two main reasons for this," my brain should immediately think, "Okay, I need to listen for reason number 1 and reason number 2.
You've got it. It helps you see the big picture, even if you miss a few details. Now, what about when you hear a word you don't know? Most learners panic.
I do. My brain gets stuck on that one word, and I miss the next 2 sentences.
This is where you need the tolerant dictionary method. Tolerant means you are patient and accepting. Instead of panicking, you just accept that you don't know the word. You put a little question mark on it in your mind, and you keep listening.
Because the answer is often in the next part of the sentence, right?
Often, yes. Let's try an example. Imagine you hear this. My brother is very gregarious. He loves parties and is always surrounded by a huge group of friends.
Okay, I don't know gregarious, but the sentence says, "He loves parties and is always surrounded by friends." So gregarious must mean someone who is social and loves being with other people.
See? You did it perfectly. You used the context to become a detective and solve the meaning. No dictionary needed. It's a skill, and the more you practice, the better you get. Okay, now, pillar 3, after you listen, make it stick.
Okay, so we've prepared our brains and we've listened actively, but what happens after the video ends? I often forget everything an hour later.
A very common problem. This is where our third pillar comes in, making the new information stick in your brain. The first technique is the 1-minute free recall.
Sounds interesting.
It's easy. As soon as the audio finishes, you pause. And for 60 seconds, you just say out loud or write down everything you remember. Any main ideas, any new words, any interesting facts. It doesn't have to be organized. Just get it out.
It's like emptying your brain onto the table to see what you caught.
A great image. It forces your brain to quickly review and strengthen the new connections it just made. And for our final, most powerful technique, the teach-back method.
You mean I have to teach what I just learned?
Yes, but you don't need a real student. You can explain it to your friend, your parent, or even just to your cat. The important thing is to try and explain the main ideas in your own simple words.
So after our Tokyo video, I could say to my cat, "Okay, Mittens, this guy lived in Tokyo. He thought the food was amazing, but he said his apartment was incredibly small and expensive."
That's perfect. It's the ultimate test of your comprehension. Okay, part 3, how to practice and actually enjoy it. Okay, we've given our listeners a lot of tools. So how can people practice this in real life?
The most important rule for me is it has to be fun. If you force yourself to listen to boring things, you'll quit. You have to find something you are interested in.
I could not agree more. If you love video games, don't listen to business news. Watch your favorite gamer stream on Twitch or YouTube. If you love movies, listen to interviews with your favorite actors.
Yes. And you can make a fun listening diet for your week. Don't do the same thing every day. Mix it up.
Great idea. What would be on your diet, Lisa?
Okay, let's see. On Monday, I'd listen to a 15-minute podcast about a topic I love, like technology or history. On Tuesday, I'd watch a couple of new movie trailers and try to use the active question technique to figure out the plot.
Nice. What about Wednesday?
On Wednesday, I'd pick a song I like in English. I'd listen once, then find the lyrics online and listen again while reading them. It's amazing for learning connected speech. On Thursday, maybe a short TED Talk to learn something new.
And for Friday, to relax?
A 20-minute episode of a funny TV show, like The Office or Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's low pressure, and you hear a lot of natural, everyday conversation and jokes.
That's a fantastic balanced plan. The key is consistency. 15 or 20 minutes of focused listening every day is so much better than trying to study for 3 hours on a Sunday. Well, we know that was a lot of information, but I hope it was helpful. We talked about why listening is hard, from connected speech to tricky idioms.
And we gave you our 3 pillars: prepare your brain before you listen, be a detective during, and make the knowledge stick after.
Your challenge for this week is to just pick one. Just one of these techniques. Maybe try the predictive brainstorming before you watch your next video. See how it feels.
Remember, everyone, learning English is a journey. The goal isn't to be a perfect listener tomorrow. The goal is to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. Be patient with yourself.
Well said, Lisa. Thank you all so much for watching our podcast.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and we'll talk to you next time.